Hi there, welcome back to another Crypto Dave video. It's Friday, which means another crypto interest rates and news update. Today is the 28th of January 2022. And firstly, thanks very much for everybody who sent me kind of kind wishes after last week's video. I just had my laser eye surgery. All's well with that. Back at the desk, been back at the desk all week. It's all going quite well, but thanks very much for your best wishes. So starting as always with crypto interest accounts. So starting as always with the rates and the new coins and stuff like that. And I have got some changes to make to this. We've just been announced the monthly changes which will go live at the beginning of February for BlockFi and Ledn, so we're going over those in a minute. And we've also got some new coins announced on Nexo, so what I will do is wait till the 1st of February and then I'll do a full update of this, including the new coins such as kind of Phantom and Axie Infinity, which have gone live on Nexo this week. Moving over to the token prices, it's been an appalling week for Bitcoin. We touched down just under 33,000 middle of the kind of week. We've had a little bit of a recovery from then, spiked back up to about 38,000, a little bit of a pullback, but we're currently trading just around 37,000 for Bitcoin, but that's still down 9.3% over the last 7 days, so a really catastrophic kind of week. It did feel this kind of moment here when we kind of wicked down to sort of 33 odd thousand. That did feel almost like kind of capitulation, that potentially in the short term that felt very much like a kind of bottom. We saw a reasonably strong recovery from that, so let's hope that is the case. We'll have to see what happens in the next few weeks, but I think realistically we need to get back over, reclaim that sort of 42,000 mark for kind of Bitcoin, and then look to make some sort of some gains from there. But a really poor week for kind of Bitcoin. Crypto.com broadly in line, a little bit better than Bitcoin. Everything else did substantially worse. So Nexo down 18%, that's probably twice as bad as Bitcoin. But the two really poor performers. Yield App firstly down 27.5%. Now Yield App last week did make some massive gains with the announcement of V2 and the launch of V2 Yield App V2 program. So basically given up almost all of those gains, but the big loser I think this week is Celsius, down 32.2%. That's almost a third of its value over the last 7 days. The Cell token has performed atrociously after over the last 12 months or so. I think it was the only coin or token in my kind of portfolio, and I don't hold a lot of them by any stretch, but I had a few at points during last year. I think it was the only coin in negative territory throughout 2021, or certainly over the last sort of the 12 months when I looked at it, and given up another third over the last 7 days. So really kind of poor performance for Celsius, particularly if you're holding that. No great news or light at the end of the tunnel as far as I can see, unfortunately. And then moving on to the stories. So firstly we'll go through the interest rate changes. So we'll start with Ledn. Now there are going to be a few changes. Now the good news is if you are taking a crypto-backed loan from Ledn, the rates will be decreasing to 8.9%. These are all 50% loan to value kind of loans on Ledn, but they are decreasing to 8.9%, so that's a little bit of a kind of a saving there. Bitcoin saving rates will remain unchanged. That's great, so no changes on either the rates or the tiers, but USDC will be decreasing from 9.5 to 9.25, so a little bit of a decrease there. Nothing hugely dramatic, but a little bit of a decrease there in USDC savings rates. And then I think the slightly bigger news is USDC withdrawal fees will increase to 35 US dollars. So they first announced that this would go live on the 1st of February, and then I think a few people were rightly a little bit annoyed because obviously Ledn pay out on the 1st of the kind of month, so I think a lot of people waiting for their monthly kind of payouts who may have wanted to withdraw would have been prevented from doing that, or would have had to do it at the new rate. So they have pushed this back, so I'm glad they've listened to the community, and they've pushed this back now to the 2nd. So if you get your interest kind of payment on the 1st of February, as long as you get your request in, it will be done at the old rate, which I believe was 10 USDC to withdraw from the USDC savings account on Ledn. But yeah, if you have a relatively small amount you're looking to get it out, make sure you do that before midnight on the 1st as it ticks over to the 2nd, because then you'll be going up to 35 US dollar fees. Then moving on to BlockFi, we have here the BlockFi interest rate changes. So a few changes here, and these aren't quite so good. So there are only stablecoin changes that have been announced this month, but they're not great news, and it's not so much the APY. So that is going for any non-USDT stablecoin going down from 9 to 8.75. So similar drop to Ledn, still slightly lower than Ledn, but a similar kind of drop. Now the annoying thing is that the tiers have halved. So whereas before it was 9% on the first 40,000 and then 8% on 40,000 and above, it's now going to be 8.75, but only on the first 20,000, and then down to 7.75. So both these tiers dropped by 0.25% over and above 20,000. USDT always pays out slightly better on BlockFi, but that's going from 9.5 down to 9.25 on the first, again 20,000. So that's been reduced from 40,000. The second tier rate is still, you know, reasonable, not as good as some platforms out there, but it's not like it kind of halves or anything like that, like the Bitcoin rates. But then 20,000 and above will go from 9.25 down to 8.25 for USDT. So more drops for BlockFi, which is a little bit kind of disappointing to see, but they have been really on a kind of like, you know, a downward kind of trajectory for quite a period of time now with BlockFi and their interest rates. And then something else from BlockFi just quickly is a regulatory update. So this came through via email a few days ago. And for those of you who've been following the channel, we've talked about this before. So the New Jersey SEC, basically, or the Bureau of Securities, have been looking into crypto-backed interest accounts from BlockFi and other providers as well. Now, I believe this was due to be wrapped up at the end of end of January, rather, but it has been postponed a little bit by another couple of weeks, so only till the middle of February. But following discussions with the New Jersey Bureau of Securities to provide more details about the BlockFi interest account, the Bureau has further postponed the effective date of its order to the 15th of Feb. So this just pushes it back by another couple of weeks. But it looks like we are getting towards the end of this kind of this period now. Initially, they were pushing it back by sort of like months and months at a time, and now just a couple of weeks. So it looks like maybe they are coming towards the end of their kind of like negotiations and deliberations. But yeah, if you have stuff if you're based in New Jersey, rather, there may be news coming in the next kind of month or so. We shall wait and see. It doesn't affect anybody at the moment. You don't need to do anything at the moment, and everybody will be given, no doubt, plenty of time. Now, BlockFi have recently launched, last week, launched their wallet, which is a non-interest. It's very similar to the interest-bearing account, but it's basically a similar type thing that doesn't pay interest. Now, no doubt this is in preparation for potentially things kind of happening where they might have to move people from the interest accounts into a standard kind of online wallet. But I will keep you posted, obviously, as new information comes to light on that. And then moving on to some stories from Nexo. This is something I should have covered last week, but basically leverage has now come to Nexo. It's called the Nexo Booster. If you are interested, do let me know in the comments below, and I will do a full kind of like walkthrough about how this kind of works. But basically allows you to get leverage on your crypto in your portfolio. Now, I imagine this works, they say it's kind of like a crypto kind of first. I imagine in some ways it's very similar to the Ledn's B2X product, so I'm not sure if it's exactly first in kind of kind, but it will be available across multiple currencies. So all the stuff that's in Nexo, or a vast majority of the stuff that's in Nexo, will be eligible for this kind of like leverage product called Booster, and you can get between 1.25 and 3 times leverage on your portfolio. The permitted loan to value is up to 70%. And there will be cash back up to 0.5% if you're a platinum user, be less if you're not. But it's potentially, I think, a really interesting kind of product. I think Ledn's B2X product has done pretty well for them. Certainly kind of last year, I think a lot of people had crypto tied up. Certainly a product that I've used extensively, or did use extensively last year. I have one small B2X position open at the moment. Everything else is now been kind of closed. But there's more information about here, whether the transactions are collateralized, how they're collateralized, etc., and also the fees. So it's a 1% fee on less than 50% loan to value, 2% 50 to 60, and then 3% on 60 to 70. As always, leverage products do come with a fair amount of kind of risks, particularly in turbulent times for kind of crypto. But the exchange has been upgraded to have this new kind of like booster kind of feature. And as I said, if you are interested in finding out a little bit more, let me know in the comments below, and I will do a full kind of walkthrough of how it kind of works and stuff like that in a future video. But lots of information here. And the links to all these stories, as always, are in the description below. And then moving on to another couple of stories from Nexo, new coins being added to their platform. The first one is AXS. Now this is the Axie Infinity token. Now this will be paying with the promo rate up to 36%. Now that's 36% if you are a platinum user, less if you are further down the kind of tiers. And if you actually buy from the wallet, and that's actually buying with a kind of card, you get 0.5% cashback, or up to 0.5% cashback. Again, that's for platinum users for each purchase. If you don't have, if you don't want to kind of buy it out from scratch using a kind of card or anything like that, you can now swap it. It's available on the exchange, so that's quite interesting, and up to 36%, so a really nice kind of tasty yield. And I believe that will go through to the end of March. I believe it was March the 31st, the booster kind of rate, so we'll have to see what it is after that. As you can see, here's the different kind of tier rates. So the standard rate from 20%, so still pretty good, up to a maximum of 36. So yeah, really good. So we'll see what happens with that. And again, it's available also for their crypto backed loans, instant crypto credit lines. And in a similar manner, Phantom is also coming, or has come now, to the Nexo ecosystem. Phantom obviously really big within the kind of DeFi space. I'm doing a lot of stuff personally on DeFi with Phantom at the moment, but again, a nice promo yield of up to 18%. Again, I think this runs through till the end of March. Don't quote me on that, but I think it does run through to the end of March. Again, that is a maximum of 0.5% cashback if you buy through the Nexo's platform, and up to 18%. That's platinum users, and you can borrow against your Phantom with rates as low as 0% APR. Phantom is known for fantastic kind of rates. Even single-sided staking on Phantom, you can probably get better rates than this within the DeFi ecosystem. I've got a lot of DeFi videos that I've got kind of planned. A lot of people have been asking me about which platforms I'm using, which chains I'm using, and stuff like that. So I will be doing some DeFi videos coming up soon. But if you want everything in one place, some nice attractive rates on Phantom at the moment in Nexo. Now that's it for this week. Thanks very much for watching as always. If you have questions, if you have suggestions for videos, anything you'd like to see, do let me know in the comments below. I have got a new experiment coming, a monthly one with a sort of crypto passive income that I will be doing the first of at the beginning of February, where we'll be going over January kind of like figures and stuff like that. So I have got a new one. I've tweaked it a little bit from last year. It's going to be purely kind of passive income using interest, DeFi, and stuff like that. No trading or leverage products or anything like that for the 2022 experiment. But thanks very much for watching. As I said, hopefully I'll see you on the next video. But until then, have a great day. Bye bye.